So yeah, let's move on to Inside Xbox. And we can start there with kind of that same theme to bridge the gap. I really enjoy the format of Inside Xbox. They don't have the most compelling announcements. There's not a ton of shit there that you're going to get really, really hype about. But I love that it's cheesy and some of the dialogue is a little cringeworthy, but it's people that work for Xbox that are having fun working for Xbox and have fun putting on the event. And they're talking about games, they're announcing and revealing the trailers, and then they're getting to sit down and actually have conversations with the creators of the games as well. And I just think Sony could take a page out of that book. Like, make this longer than 20 minutes. Give me some content in the middle where I can actually care about, like, you show me a trailer, and this has been Sony's issue, I think, over the last few years when it comes to E3, when it comes to, when it came to PSXs, like, they were so hell-bent on being like, we need pace, we need great pace, boom, 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 trailer, to where it really just became like a YouTube playlist that got played during these events. And I just don't really connect with that. Like, you can step back and you can look at a long-ass list of stuff that was revealed over the course of 20 minutes and be like, I really only cared about one or two of those things. Whereas if you take the time to highlight the creators of these games, let them talk about the games, I'm probably going to be much more interested in them. You know, there was a game, I'm trying to see if I've got the name for it written down anywhere here. I don't believe I do. But there was a game where they did a like showcase of the creator for it. The game's all about death, but it's placed in this really happy setting. And I was like, I would not have connected with this had they just shown a trailer. But the fact that they brought one of the creators in and did this feature video on him and talked about it, like, man, I'm really I'm excited about this game now, or I'm interested in this game now. Game about death inside Xbox, because I want to make sure that I actually give you the name here. Felix the Reaper. In fact, let's watch this trailer, guys, because we don't have to watch the whole thing.
Death is dancing on some historical images, and that seemed
but
so
like,
much fun that we thought.
You see, it's not just, hey, look at the gameplay.
It's funny to look at, and it immediately says, make a game about me.
But you connect with the creator, with the concept, things that I don't think necessarily get communicated very well in a 1.5-minute long trailer. You get to see this cool ass art style.
Supposed to look. Felix the Reaper is a shadow manipulation puzzle.
And they have these interstitials where they put in gameplay. I don't know. I connect with this style a lot more. I think that Sony could really take a play out of that playbook and say, and make state of play more engaging. So let's see. Let's hit on some of the big announcements at Inside Xbox. The big thing they wanted to talk about was Project Xcloud, which will have a public test that's coming in October. You can go to the website now, sign up for it. They're picking a limited pool of people out of the people who request access to it. It's going to be available for Android users to start, and you will need a wireless Xbox controller in order to participate. And it's going to feature Halo 5, Gears 5, Sea of Thieves, and Killer Instinct, and you'll be able to play games on both Wi-Fi and cellular. So, yeah, it's going to be xCloud's first step out into the public light. I think it's interesting that I think it's cool that they're starting with obviously their own games with a pretty sizable test that they said they're going to continue to add people to as it goes on. Hopefully they're going to add devices as well. And yeah, so I'm interested to see how this plays out. I think that they've taken great care in messaging this, helping people to understand it between this and the, turning your console into a server, those two different ways that xCloud's going to be able to operate. The way that the xCloud public test is going to work is all you need is your Android mobile device and a wireless Xbox controller. and you'll be able to play it. You don't have to tether to a console. You're not turning your console into a server. So I think it's cool. I need to talk Larry into signing up for it because he's the only person who has an Android phone that could possibly do it. But as soon as they announce it for iPhone, I want to jump in and try it too. I'm really interested in streaming. I'm interested in how this performs. I have unlimited data on my plan as well, so I'm really interested to see how does this work on cellular. Can it is it really possible to achieve good quality, good latency, good responsiveness on a cellular network? I don't know. I'm interested in trying those things out. I think Killer Instinct's an interesting choice to include in the 4 games that are going to be made available on this, because fighting games are the pinnacle of latency and responsiveness for games. And if you can play a fighting game on this platform, regardless of the connection type or regardless of the device that you're on, then I think in a lot of people's minds, like, that's the proof that's in the pudding. Like, oh shit, Killer Instinct feels good to play on here, so everything probably is going to feel good to play on here. Definitely not going to feel as good as playing on console with a hardwired controller or whatever, but for what this is, it feels good. And so I think that is a conscious choice of them to make. Speaking of wireless controllers real quick, I ordered the Fortnite controller, the Fortnite purple controller. Very fucking disappointed in this thing. And I know it doesn't really come across in the video here, because my color is just real bad on the camera anyway. But I ordered this controller because it was purple, and I really like purple, and I thought they did a really cool job of making it look purple. But I don't have a black Xbox controller, but I do have the black Switch Pro controller. So putting these side by side, it's really hard to tell the difference between these colors, right? Like, you can see a little bit of like a tint difference between the two, but ultimately, like, they chose such a dark purple that it almost looks black. And so I don't know. I've got it out. I'm like holding it, debating on whether or not I want to keep it. May end up sending it back because I was a little disappointed in it. But yeah, Project Xcloud, you can sign up now. They'll reach out if you have been selected to be a part of that public test. They also announced the Atlas pirate MMO that was released on Steam, I believe earlier this year, will be coming to Xbox in October as well. That was a really weird section. It's really weird. They showed the trailer and I was like, wait, is this Sea of Thieves? Like, there were a couple instances, especially like when they showed the part of the trailer where you're digging in the sand. I was like, that map looks a little different than what you see in Sea of Thieves, but the digging animation and the way that you find the treasure looks almost exactly the same. And I just kind of like scratched my head. And what made it even weirder is that they acknowledged the similarities. And they were like, we know what you're thinking. Don't you guys already have a pirate adventure game exclusive to the Xbox? It's called Sea of Thieves. Well, this is different. It's a little bit more of a hardcore pirate simulator, but they look so alike next to one another that I was just like, this is a really strange thing to highlight. Like, what audience is going to look at that who hasn't been playing Sea of Thieves and is going to be like, oh, damn, yeah, I'm really, really interested in Atlas. Like, if they feel like there's an untapped pirate market, don't you think it makes more sense for Microsoft to continue to lean into Sea of Thieves and the additional content that's coming out for that game rather than to highlight Atlas during one of their bigger events of the latter half of the year? Their big event before moving into XO19. I don't know. It was a strange move. The game looks cool enough for what it is, but yeah, you've already got a pirate game. Why are we highlighting another pirate game? Then I took this from the Kotaku article. Let me make sure I know who. From Chris Kohler. He just gave a rundown of all the trailers and footage that were shown during the live stream. Children of Morta, which is a cool like not squad-based roguelike, but a roguelike where you play as different characters. Looks really cool. It's out now on PC. It's going to be out on October 15th on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Code Vein comes out on September 27th. They showed another trailer for The Outer Worlds, which I mean, I know it's from the original creators of Fallout, but the trail, like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I'm excited for the game. I think it's going to be cool, but the marketing is so Fallout-esque. And I'm not just like, let me pull the trailer up for this real quick. Let's see if they have it embedded in here. They don't. So let me, Outer Worlds trailer. Let's see if we can find the one from today. Sorry guys, I don't know why I can't find it. I can't find it easily. Oh, here we go. The Outer Worlds deep dive, developer deep dive.
On the frontier of space. Are you searching for exciting off-world?
We're not going to watch the whole 8 minutes, obviously.
Can you pass a basic aptitude test?
But isn't this very Fallout-esque? Like,
where prosperity awaits you
that,
in
like,
the stars.
50s, 60s informational video. I don't know. I'd love to see, and then as you're just watching the gameplay, a lot of the animations, you know, there seems to be a VAT system in this game as well. And I understand that you're the original creators of Fallout, but Fallout still exists. And despite... Sorry, let me stop this because it's really loud. And despite the stumbling of Fallout 76, there's still a very big fan base for Fallout. And the general public aren't going to look at this and understand who created it and who these people are. And, like, I think you just kind of have to toe that line of, I'm not calling it a ripoff, but there are going to be people who look at that and they're like, man, this is a real, this shit's a real Fallout ripoff. I just think you got to be more careful. Let's see. The game still looks cool, and I'm still going to play it when it comes out on October 25th. They also showed a trailer for After Party and did a interview with one of the developers. They showed Tropico 6, which comes out on September 27th. They showed a Ghost Recon Breakpoint trailer and then another interview with John Bernthal, which John Bernthal is just fucking cool, guys. If you don't think John Bernthal is cool, I'll say it. There's something fundamentally wrong with you, all right? John Bernthal's cool. There's a beta this weekend. Full game, obviously, hitting on October 4th. I was wrong about it coming to Game Pass. Sorry. Hitman's 2 Haven Island expansion is out today. So there's your Hitman 2 information, which I thought was just another weird thing to really highlight. And then new DLC for Ace Combat 7 comes out on September 25th. And there's a new map for DayZ called Livonia that'll be coming soon. They also announced there's an Xbox One X and S bundle that include Forza Horizon 4 and the Lego expansion that released sometime after E3. They also announced some new games that are going to be coming to Game Pass. Let me make sure I've got those here as well. Jump Force, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and Lego Worlds are being added. And then on PC, City Skyline, Saints Row 4, Bad North, and Dirt Rally 2.0. They also announced there's going to be an Xbox Game Pass app update that'll help you to control your user interface. And then they announced some indie titles as well, including Genesis Noir, Lonely Mountains Downhill, which looked pretty fun, and then a game called Demon's Tilt. And then they're going to show off the rest in an ID at Xbox Game Pass video on September 26th, which is Thursday. So, yes. A lot of cool news coming out. I mean, I was engaged with the Xbox Game Pass. There was obviously no, like, get hype moment, like the Last of Us Part 2 trailer and release date. But at the end of the day, like, I know that Xbox has a lot of things that are happening in the background right now. They've got a lot of individual studios that are working on new unannounced games, and I just trust them. But I think it's important for them to have these touch points, these regular communications, and I think they're setting up and establishing a communication rhythm that is going to certainly pay off when we get into the next generation and a lot more of these acquisitions games come to fruition. So yeah, it was a cool event. There's not a ton of news, I don't think, to talk about from it. There's a lot of trailers coming out, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not a guy that connects really well with trailers for the most part. Like I'm more interested in, like, people who talk about the games. you know, or big like deep dive events like the Ghost Recon Breakpoint thing we got a few months ago that kind of dove into some of the mechanics. But I just don't really connect with like, all right, here's a 2-minute trailer for this and a 3-minute trailer for this. Like I want to see more.